Well, hello. Welcome to the Richard Wade Review Show. Today I'm going to be doing a review of the Roland MC-707. I've owned this device now for about 6 months. It has a lot of features, lots of very difficult things to learn. I think not necessarily difficult. I think there's just so much to learn that I'm still learning things about what it does today. You can hear it playing in the background right now. I've kind of made I used it as a sampler and put in a little piano loop in the background, put some effects on it. So that's what's playing now. And as you can hear, it's got like drum machine sounds and stuff like that. And I'm going to go over that a little bit and show you a little bit about how all that works. But first, I'm going to stop this. I'm going to load up another project. Here's one that has more tracks that I've created. Gotta find it. Let's see. By the way, that crackling noise you hear in the background, that's a vinyl effect on here. So, I think that's pretty fun. Maybe I'll load up this one. I'm going to have to definitely, there we go. Had to scroll back again, different menu. Okay, I'm gonna load up a project that I'm working on, and I'll have to adjust the volume so it's not super loud. Give me just a second to do that. Okay, as you can see, it's got 8 channels here. There we go. I believe the volume's pretty good, and you should be able to hear me talk. I think I'll go down a little bit more on it, just in case. Okay, so, as you can see, I've got 8 different tracks here. Currently, 3 of them are playing, because I'm in a different scene here, but I'm going to change and put them all up here in a second. Let's see. Kind of got it mixed about how they were to begin with. The one bad thing about this is it can't really save the position of all your knobs and everything. So it'll play them how they last were when they were saved, but it can't move them back or anything, of course. So you're kind of stuck remixing things, or maybe not moving the knobs, but each of the channels has a separate tweakable filter. So you can go through and change what every track sounds like. Stop the playback real quick. Each instrument, as you can see when you hit a tone track, it makes like a keyboard. Alright, and you've got drum kits, so like if I select the drum track, as you can tell, I'm kind of bad at finger drumming, but the good thing about it is it also has the steps up here that you can program. So I'm going to mute all of the other tracks except for the drums, and I'm going to show you how this works. Alright, so each pad is assigned a different instrument, as you saw when I was finger drumming. So like, let's say the hi-hats, I can mark which beat I want them to play on. So like, and you see the different measures you can scroll through. But like if let's say if I want to put a couple more in here, maybe make a ratcheting sound at the end. See, I can do that. And it's that simple. You can assign the length when you open it up. You can go up to like 8 measures long in here, 128 steps. So you have a lot of flexibility as far as what you can do. Another thing, I guess I'm going to load up another project here. Let's see. This one I was working on making some backing tracks that I could use for a live performance. And I believe it is loaded now, so I will. So as you can hear, I'm playing Taking Back Sunday's Ghost Man on third. I can use each of the tracks as a looper. The only bad thing about this is it's not really designed to be a looper, so it only has 60 seconds of loop time. And while that sounds great, you know, it can't be overdubbed. So basically, you're just 60 seconds. That's it. So this track's taking up maybe, I don't know, 8 to 10 seconds. That one's 8 to 10. That's probably 8 to 10, and that's about all I've got. You know, I'm pretty much maxed out. I'm getting close to the limit. I can check here. Let's see if I go check my looper memory. I don't really have a camera I can zoom in on here with, but yeah, I'm at 81% already with just those few loops. But that is enough to get this song done, and you know, I can use all the synth tracks and things I want. Like for example, I got the. Now I'll mute the others real quick, and I've got a bass synth here. I can change the reverb to be a little bit higher. I'm going to punch the guitars back in one at a time. By the way, there are some audio inputs on the back where I can bring in the stuff. That's how I got the guitar sound in to begin with. And these two tracks here, They just, oh wait, I haven't unmuted them yet. These are reversed loops, like I just took that loop, moved it over and reversed it. Put some effects on it. You can add effects to each of these tracks individually, and also they send to a reverb, delay, and multi-effects bus. So if I turn on the multi-effects, I could affect the entire master mix. That's also the same for reverb and delay. So as you can see, this machine is very flexible. You can do a lot with it. I've also made like, I'll load up another file real quick. I've just started to experiment with the sampling capabilities of it, so I haven't done a lot with that except for that one that I showed you earlier when I first started the video. Yeah, I'm gonna play this song. Try not to get it too loud so you'll still be able to hear my voice. I'm kind of watching the meters on my screen, but it's hard to tell the video. But yeah, there's a lot of flexibility with what you can do with this, and it can also be used as an audio recording interface, so it can bring all the audio into your computer. I prefer to use it standalone, and then just like if I want to record something to my computer, I'll go back and record it. You can send out each separate track, but the bad thing about doing that is that you miss these nice bus effects that we were just talking about, where you can put all the reverb and delay. And surprisingly, the reverb inside the Roland unit sounds pretty good. There's like 5 or 6 different ones, I believe, that you can change between and change all the settings on them. One thing this doesn't have that a lot of people don't like is that it doesn't have a sidechain compression, so it's hard to get that pumping like naturally with the bass. You can emulate it though by changing the attack on each of these. Like you can go in and edit the sound. Like, I guess maybe we'll try it real quick here. Sound and have the attack. Let's see, where is it? Attack. Yeah. So we'll turn it up. I guess this is not a very good example but it just kind of fades in. But as you can see, so if you can change the attack, you can make that kind of pumping sound when you have something that's programmed to be like that. This is more like just a pad. Although I guess the attack is pretty cool in that too, because it lets it swell in. But you have a full you have to dive through a bunch of menus, but basically you have almost the full Zencore synth engine. There's a couple of things missing that aren't on here that are in the software version, but for the most part, anything you can make with the Zencore engine, you can use on the Roland MC-707, and you can transfer presets from there if you have that, but I don't use the Roland Cloud, so I don't know. Maybe one day I'll try it, but I just don't see the point since I can design them all on here pretty easy. And I mean, like, I don't feel like these menus are that bad. I hear a lot of people complain about having to dive in, but I like being able to change the sound however I want. Now, I'm going to start a new project here, and clear that out. When you start a new project, it automatically starts with a drum track and a tone track. Drum tracks are, of course, just, you know, what we had. I'll put 4 on the floor here. Just some kick drum. Alright. Now, if you hit the sound button, you can go through and change, well, a lot of this stuff, but if you go to the presets, so I'm gonna switch through some of these kids. That's an 808. There's a 909 kit. This one's labeled Future Bass. It just has EDM kit, Trap kit, Reggaeton, TR-727, some kind of effects loop, 606. Oh, 80s kit. I definitely recognize that one from a lot of songs. EDM kit. Basically, it has all the old classic Roland sounds that you could want in here. And then, well, here, I'll just, yeah, I like that one. We'll go with the EDM kit. I'm going to go over to the tone track, and that's the default sound, which is annoying, but it's just kind of a basic thing. But let's say, I don't know, if I want a synth bass, I could load up like this one, which sounds bad now, but if I go down a couple of octaves, and I think that would be 2 measures. Let me see. So I can hit this record button, and it'll count me in with like 4 dings. I don't know if you'll be able to hear them or not. Probably. Oh wait, maybe not. No, you won't. But so it's kind of looping back and forth between the measures. So whenever I get ready to start recording, I can. I messed that one up, so I'm going to hold the clear button, clear it off. Alright, here we go again. And now it's just going to loop back what I just played. I can set that loop as long or as short as I want, up to 128 steps. Each measure is 16, so that's 8 measures. And I can cycle through those by going to a different scene. I'm just going to save that sound for now. So if I go back, there's a grid here where you have like an 8x8 grid where each of your 8 tracks has 8 different parts that you could switch between. It actually goes down to 16 if you scroll on down, but I'm just saying the grid currently displays 8x8. You actually have 16 different parts you can assign to each track. So in total, I believe it's 128 different clips you can load up at the same time. You can just have 8 of them playing simultaneously, so that's the limitation there. You can always resample. It is able to record samples from the internal sounds, so you can make a mix on 7 channels and record a sample of that, maybe even 8. I'd have to check. I'm not sure. I don't think you have to have a free track to make the sample, but I'm not completely sure. But yeah, you can record samples of your mix down and then just turn it into a sound file and free up some tracks that way. You just have to make sure you have it mixed up front, because after you do that, well, you can't change anything on it. It's kind of like when you freeze a track in your audio software. But I hope this video helped you see a lot of the things that the MC-707 can do. There are so many possibilities for what to do with it. You can make good like EDM tracks, stuff like that. You can change between things. I mean, I've even got a like R&B sort of track I made with fake saxophones and everything. I don't remember how it was mixed, but we're gonna see. As you can see, when I change the scene, I've got some different parts going on. Like I think here had a different drum part. So you could use it to make tracks like that, you know, R&B, and you could, the reason you would want to mostly use these buttons, besides just like changing up little sounds, you can make like a verse chorus sort of thing. So you can make it completely different if you like. And let's see, I'm gonna load up something else too, just and this one, I was working on making a backing track for a live performance of Boyz II Men, End of the Road. And basically I'd be playing my guitar along with this. So I'd have my guitar pedal plugged in. I can even have the guitar go through here and use this as an audio mixer. That's another option you have. And when you do that, if I bring the guitar in, I can add effects to the input. And that's a lot of fun. I believe that is where I choose that. I'm not sure where I go to put those input effects. I know how to use them when they're on the track, but I usually put it as a tone, and then I can change the audio insert to on. Let's see, how do I do that? Right here. Of course, you know, you can't really see the screen. This is just a review of it. This is not really a tutorial. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of information so you can see what it does. I am a huge fan of this. It's kind of become the center of my studio since I got it. So I pretty much use it for everything now. I mean, I still do some things in my DAW, of course. You know, like a lot of things are easier there, like copying and pasting things. But I use this to come up with so many good ideas. And also, as you can see, I'm getting it ready to do backing tracks so I can do more live stuff. And you know, the loopers. It's not very good. It doesn't have very much. It doesn't have very much memory. It doesn't overdub. It's just not made to be a looper. So I think that, and what I'm gonna do is maybe get a one of the tabletop loopers, like a 505, to the RC 505 to kind of add to it. I bought a RC 300, but the problem is it doesn't sync with the MIDI very well. Basically, it doesn't like to be the slave device. It has to be the master device. And having a device that's on the floor that I can't set the tempo to without bending over and twisting it or tapping a rough tempo with my foot, it kind of makes it unusable. So I think I'm gonna either keep that one and maybe just use it for, like, if I wanted to do acoustic guitar looping, or maybe I might just get rid of it and just totally replace it with the RC 505. Well, I believe that's probably gonna be the move I make on that. But I don't know. I definitely am looking for a better looping solution, but this is going to be part of it no matter what, because this is just such an amazing instrument. So much going on for it. Oh wait, here's an Outcast song. What do I have programmed in it? I don't have these all balanced perfectly, but out of my slumber feeling like Rollo. So follow, it's showtime at the Apollo minus the Kiki Shepherd. Drop that hoe and leopard print, Teddy, Pendergrass, cool and pretty Jacksons, the milkshake, snowstorm, gonna throw them in the door room with the AU. Anyway, yeah, that's a backing track for that, and it kind of, this one's a very easy song because it repeats through the song, you know. Like, you best me, I'm just so cute. Don't you think I'm so sexy? I'm just so cute. So, yeah. I'm definitely impressed with this device. It did a lot more than I thought it could do, but it also had a lot of limitations that I did not expect. I thought that 60 seconds of loop time was going to be with overdubs. It's just not. It's one little part. It's made for one shots and like quick, like vocal things, I guess. But you know, one thing about it is if you make a loop, you can just make that loop into a sample, like I did, and I reversed it on those other tracks where I had those guitar swells. So you can free up the space after you're done with it, but you know, it's that took up just that little part that repeated right there took up 5 of my 8 tracks. Luckily for that song, it worked, but I think that it's just not a very good solution for looping. But this, paired with another device, probably RC 505, would be pretty amazing. The only other thing I might add to it is a vocal processor, you know, and you could do like a lot of nice vocal stuff coming in and effects like that. But if you have any questions about this device, be sure to ask me. I have spent a lot of time with it. I've learned a lot about it. I know a lot about its limitations, and I've learned a lot about the things I like about it, the things I'm going to use, and I can say that as long as it continues to work, which I see no reason it shouldn't, I'm gonna make it a part of my studio, and hopefully Roland will come out with another version of it in a few years. That's usually how these things work. I believe this actually came out in 2017, and right now there's been a couple of firmware updates that have added a lot of new functionality. Apparently, there's like shortcuts for undo and redo now, which should have been there already, but I don't know how to do them because I don't ever worry about it. If I mess up on a part, I just record the part again because it's never too long. But yeah, they've added a lot of different features that were requested. They added the looper stuff back several updates ago to make the looper more functional. I think before it had some issues with it, but I'm not sure what they were because I didn't have it then. When I got the device, I went ahead and upgraded it directly to 1.81, which is the latest firmware. Roland says the device is not discontinued, but that doesn't mean that we necessarily will get another update. It may be possible that Roland updates this and actually allows us to properly loop with it. However, I don't think there's much of a chance of that. They did do it with the SP404 Mark II, but I think that maybe with this device they're not going to do that, because if you think about it, it's just not a good move for them, because then they wouldn't sell the RC505 as much if this could do it all. But I don't know. I kind of have this suspended up here on my desk, so it's part of my workflow. As you can see, I've got this keyboard hooked in, so you have full MIDI functionality. I can just change. I can just change the input, and it's automatically gonna. I have an input set that it's kind of like an auto assign that will play on whatever channel selected, but I can also select each of these channels individually and assign them their own MIDI channel, so I can change on the MIDI keyboard to a different channel and play each of them individually. So that makes it easier to like play live things on the fly if I have a lot of stuff going on. And I can use this with other devices. It can be used to sequence. It can be used to sequence other devices. So instead of having a sound, I could use the sequencer here to play like a note on another device. So let's say I played something on the keyboard and recorded that pattern. Instead of sending a sound, I could send the MIDI out through the MIDI ports to another synth. So I can operate a synth or any instrument really, or I can send it out to my DAW to do automation on stuff. So you have a lot of connectivity options, and it can do so much stuff. It's amazing. You'll never learn it all. There's so much. I learn something new every time I sit down and work with the machine. But I do have a CME Witty. I don't think I was going to see if I had any free ones over here I could show you. But this is basically a wireless MIDI jack. And I can pair up to 5 other devices wirelessly with it. And it's powered by the MIDI port itself. so I don't even have to worry about plugging them in anywhere. So it makes it super convenient to interface with other devices. I don't think I have this one on right now, but this one's also hooked up to it, and I can. Yeah, I don't have it hooked up. Oh wait, you can't even see it. I have another MIDI keyboard over here that also has a wireless, but I don't have it currently connected, or maybe I do. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to end that video right there. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you have any questions at all, just please message me and I will try to answer them the best I can. I normally do reviews for the handheld video game stuff, but I'm trying to branch out a little bit, do more of the electronics. You know, I have a lot of studio stuff here, but I'm definitely going to keep doing those videos on the handhelds. I plan to do another one on that one that I did last week because I found out that it could hook up to the TV. So I'm gonna do a quick review on that, and hopefully you all will watch that. But yeah, it's been a pleasure showing this to you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time.